Good, good day, good day. This is Isaac Flores. Isaac is a we're so excited to have you here, Isaac, because you're a part of our Big Loser series. And to qualify for the Big Loser, you have to top 300. Anything above 300 qualifies you. And man,
Really?
you were at that 300 level and you qualify for the Big Loser because you were at 325 pounds, and right now you're at 195, maybe 200 on a wet day. Oh, come on, put the picture all the way up there. Oh, wow. Oh, my. Side by side. Look at that. That is unbelievable. Okay,
Yeah.
Isaac. Isaac, now. Oh, bring it a little. Oh, wow, Isaac. Bring it a little closer, a little closer. Bring it down some, up, down, 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 right there. Look at that picture. Oh my goodness. Isaac, man, you look beautiful, man. You
Thank
are
you.
that's amazing. Okay, Isaac, we got we got a little time here. We want to squeeze it all in. Get, how did you how did you get to 325 pounds, man? What
So
happened?
I I grew up very hyper, and I was always outside working, sweating. Um, Believe it or not, I actually had a six pack when I was 10, 12 years old, around there. But for me, I mean, my metabolism stopped, I guess, at a certain age, and I just kept eating and eating. And I grew up in the automotive business, so for me, it was breakfast tacos every morning, burgers, fries. At dinner, I would eat, whatever I wanted, pizza, burgers, Hot Pockets, you name it. And so for me, I just never really worked out too much because I was always sweating and I was always outside because my dad owned a tire shop. So that's where I was always at. And I don't know. I think once I got my heaviest, I got married, and I kind of just I let myself go a little bit more. I got into being a barber. I went to barber college, and that whole being active kind of stopped. And I was I was almost consuming 10,000 calories a day. 10,
Mm,
yeah, 10,000, 10 to for 15 to 10,000 calories a day. You know, um, I mean, I like breakfast. I would do probably like 9 or 10 breakfast tacos in the morning. And no joke, like no joke. And I'll probably do like 2 or 3 lemonades, and I'll probably do like a couple cookies afterwards. Then come around lunchtime, for me, if I would have $10, I would want to get 10 burgers. So I would be like, all right, I have $10, I can get $10, 10 burgers.
mm.
And I would eat, and then, like, let's say if I went out on a little date with my wife or something, we would go to Chili's or something. I remember this one time, Applebee's or Chili's was like my place to go. I would get the chicken strip basket, and I would always ask for like 2 extra chicken strips, an extra side. And by the time my food comes, I'm already finished with like 10 strawberry lemonades, and then, like, me and my wife, we would go to the movies, and the movies would I get a big old icy, 2 Sour Patch Kids, candies, big old popcorn, and probably gonna freak out on this one, but on the way home, stop at Jack in the Box, 2 Jumbo Jack with cheese. Um, Got to get the Jumbo Jack with cheese, man. Those are fire. And then I would get like order of like 3 or 4 egg rolls and a big
What?
Powerade and go to sleep, man. That was pretty much that's what I would eat all the time.
Did this and see that's what I'm trying to get to understand. In the Big Loser series, for me, I've always I try to be in control. I'm very athletic. I'm always playing sports and stuff, and I'll maybe move maybe 5 to 10 pounds, and I'm like, if I do that, I'm like on it and I'm doing everything and I'm bringing it back in line. So for me, this is so amazing to hear. Did this happen? Okay, so how long did it take you? You were at, let's say, your fit weight when? What was your age? And then how long did it take you to hit that peak of that 325 pounds?
I just turned 35 yesterday.
Happy
So I'm,
birthday, man.
I'm 35. So I want to say I kept off the weight for about 2 years. Um, yeah, about 2 years. So I want to say, I mean, to get to my biggest, it was like what, 2 years ago.
Okay, so 2 years ago, that's phenomenal. But backwards from 2 years, how long did it take you to climb? When do you remember when you were, I don't know, 175 or something like
Oh,
that?
that's when I was like in middle school or something. But I mean, kind of
Wow.
like I look, I look like what I look like right now is probably what I looked like when I first got into high school.
Mm,
Hmm.
mm. So you're saying this build up gradually and gradually over
It was
maybe
fast.
50,
It was actually,
was it fast? How many years?
I want to say like what, 3 years, 3, 4 years.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
I mean, me and my wife, we got married, and then I mean, I don't know. I mean, this happens to everybody. They get comfortable in the relationship, and they're like, oh, my wife's gonna love me, blah blah blah, this and that, and just eat
Okay.
everything.
So since you mentioned your wife, what does she think of you now?
Oh man, she can't keep up with me now.
Does she love you more?
You know, I got mad at her. I'm like, I look at all my pictures, and I'm like, dang, how in the heck do you like that fat guy? Like, she's like, babe, I love you, and I'm like, oh my god, but like,
She is one good woman, man. She is one
yeah,
good woman. She stuck with you at your worst. I would have never known this story. Yeah, show us any pictures you can as you go. I would have never known this story except for the fact that you're my barber. I'm sitting, oh, there she is. And what a gorgeous, leave that right there. Bring it up a little bit closer. What? Okay, back a little bit. Go back a little bit more. Come that right there. Wow, she is gorgeous, man. She is a wonderful, beautiful woman, and she stuck by you. That's amazing. So
yeah.
I would have never known your story because you're my barber. I'm sitting in your chair. Dude walks in, and you guys start talking, and I hear your story, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. You know,
No,
I hear this thing.
I know
So,
everyone freaks out.
all
It's
right, now
crazy.
tell us, how did you do it? I mean, that's
Well,
like crazy.
it's I have gout, so which is a form of arthritis, and it's too much uric acid that build up in my joints area, and it's mainly in my ankle or my fat toe. That's where I've always had it. But I've heard like my dad has it, my brother has it. So I knew I had gout, but I had a really bad gout attack about 2.5 years ago. And it was like the worst gout attack. I mean, I've had gout before, but I would always, my brother would give me his pills and it would clear up some of the uric acid and it would, I was okay. So I never really, focused on it. But I actually had a really, really bad gout attack. And this was like the worst. And I remember coming home and I was at the barber shop and I was like, man, I told my wife, I can't walk. This is like the worst pain I've ever had. Like I've had this before. And my wife was like, all right, I'm on my way home. Um, get ready. I'm going to take you to the hospital. So, I mean, I called my dad, I called my brother, and, you know, I told them what was going on. And they told me just to go to the hospital, you know, see what they can do for me. So I can take a good amount of pain. Like, I can take a really good amount of pain. But this one was like a pain that I've never experienced before. And I mean, it was making me cry already. And so we get to the hospital, and I actually had one of my customers that works in the admitting. So he actually got me in pretty quick. And they ran some, I mean, I told the doctors exactly what I had. I'm like, look, my dad has it, my brother has it, you know, and I never really had a bad gout attack like this before, you know, and be advised, I was 325 pounds. So I told them, look, you can give me something that will take out like a baby hippo or a baby whale, because I need something strong. So they gave me a steroid shot on my thigh. And after that, I mean, the pain kind of went away. And I spoke to the doctor, and he started telling me, oh, you know, uric acid and this and that. And I didn't know what the heck that was, you know. And I told him, look, I stopped him. I told him, look, I don't even remember his name. I don't even have a face for this doctor, but I just remember seeing him. I'm like, yo, can you like stupefy it or dumbify it for me and tell me in
Break it down.
people
Break it
terms?
down.
Yeah, break it down. Don't tell me in doctor terms. I don't know I don't know this. So he was like, all right, you have poor eating habits and you're too fat.
Mm,
I'm like, oh, that's exactly what I needed to hear.
mm.
So I was out of work for 3 weeks.
Wow.
So I was literally bed rest for 3 weeks.
It's costing you money now. That extra
Yes.
weight is burning money in your pocket. You're eating, you're overeating, your cost is high, and now it's hitting you in your pocket on your job.
So they gave me pills and everything, and I literally went home, and you know, I was stuck on the laptop, and I remember telling my wife, like, I am not gonna take pills for the rest of my life. You know, I'm not gonna do this.
Mm.
So I went online and I did research on foods to eat for gout, and everything led up to being vegan, vegetarian, you
Wow.
know. And I was all like, what? And I grew up in a Mexican household, like weenie and egg, freaking tortas, carne asada,
Oh my.
enchiladas de
Yes.
puerco, this and that, you name it,
Yes,
you
man.
know, hot pockets, you know, whatever. You know, the
Mm.
only amount of, you know, vegetables were in my hamburger, you know, the lettuce or something. But so I was petrified of gaining more weight. So I literally, uh, I was on a vegetable broth diet for like a week.
Wow.
So, I mean, remember, I would consume almost 10,000 calories a day.
Mm.
So I went from that to literally one day to the next,
Wow.
cold turkey, literally straight vegetable broth for like a week. Then I
Man.
started doing vegetable soup, which would be like zucchini, squash, carrots, celery, a little bit of potatoes, and it was all a vegetable broth, and that was it. And I would do salads, and I was very, very strict. I did no more meat, no more eggs, nothing that had animal product in it.
Mm.
No more fish, no more shellfish. Um, I didn't even chew gum that because it had sugar. Like I did not even chew gum.
Okay,
No more
man.
sugary drinks, no sodas.
Wow. Wow.
I
I
know.
mean this is so good. This is so good, Isaac. You just don't know. This is because you are telling others that it's possible. You know,
I mean,
I
honestly,
know people that don't feel like it's possible, you know?
I mean, when I was that big, I lied to myself a lot. I always told myself, you know what, I'm fine, you know, this and that, and oh, if I get too fat, you know, I would just tuck in my fat, you know, but I don't know, like it's a sickness, you know, and like I tell my wife, to this day, I still battle it out every single day. I just got finished eating right now and I can still eat. Like my mind, my stomach is that still of a 300-pound person, you know,
Wow.
and this takes, so when I started dropping probably like the first 30, probably like the first 30 pounds, 30, 40 pounds, um,
And now we just sputtered cobweb on the mainland.
so So I actually dropped 30 to 40 pounds and I started feeling good about myself. You know, my gout, it went away. It was under control. And I think once I hit like 40 pounds, I started going to the gym and,
Mm.
you know, I just started feeling really good about myself. And then
It's
the weight just started coming
it's sort of like once you got to that spot, it was like you blew through a barrier, and now
Yes,
it just kept getting better. It was like you hit the sound barrier and boom, and
pretty
life
much.
started.
I mean,
I mean
I,
that is such that's such a beautiful story to know that you can come back and you can do it. Listen, we're definitely do a second episode. We definitely are because there's more that you have to tell. But before we go today, you have something special hanging up over there or sitting somewhere close by for our viewers and our listeners. They can't see it, but shame on them. They'll have to see the view. Take a look at the size of those. Isaac, stand up and wrap them babies around you. Oh no, 44 by 32. Yeah. Now stand up, Isaac. Stand up and give
oh,
our viewers a little look at that man. Now that you see that's a whole person over there that you removed. And tell us
you
about
know,
those pants. That's the last
I
story you get to
actually,
tell tonight is tell us
these,
about those pants.
I told my wife I am never, and these will fit me tight. So I told my wife I am never, I threw away all my fat clothes, but I told my wife I am keeping these right here because these are memorable to me. Because this, like I said, we can do a couple more episodes because there's a lot behind it. You know, I remember going to, and this was just a little thing, and I know bigger people can relate on this one. Going to a store, trying to look for a nice shirt, but all the 3X shirts, I mean, they only have a couple of them. You know, now for me, and it was probably kind of stupid, but I could never really shop at Old Navy.
Mm,
Like
mm.
my wife would go, my wife would find something, my kids will find something, and my wife would look at me, babe, did you find anything? No, I didn't find anything. I'm good. Because I
Mm.
didn't have anything that would fit me.
Wow.
And
Wow.
the biggest size was like what, 38. You know, the biggest shirt was like 2X, but it was like a small 2X.
Mm,
You know,
mm,
and
mm.
so for me, I was always just wearing, I mean, I love wearing black, but I was always just wearing like a faded black shirt, a 3X, you know,
Wow.
with some sweats, and that was it because that's all that fit me. But
Okay. 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 We got to do a couple more episodes. But listen, here's what I want to ask you. I want you to do something special for us. I want you to get that lovely bride of yours, and when we have our next session, I want her to be here because I
yeah,
want her to tell a little bit. So you all are going to sit side by side, and
okay,
she's going to tell a little bit of her side, and then we want to hear more. We want to
okay,
hear more. And that one thing that you said, which is really connected with me, that plant-based thing.
base,
That's
plant
what
base.
it is one of those little secrets that once people start learning how to do that, boy, oh boy, it's a linchpin. So we want to know more about it. We want to know about your life, what you're doing now, and how you're doing it. I just, I can't thank you enough, Isaac. This is the Big League series. Every day we're gaining more viewers and listeners, and we just kicked this program off. And your
I mean,
story.
so look, for the listeners now, next episode, I'm going to have my wife here with me, and I want to explain to them how this plant-based diet helped me out a lot.
Okay, that's it, man. For sure. For sure. And I just want to say bless you, man, and just keep up the good work. And we can't wait to hear that next episode. The Big Loser, and you are now not just a big loser, you are a big winner. Thank you very much, and have yourself a good night, and we'll get back in touch with you soon.
All righty, I'll stay in touch with